Okay, so here's the reinstallation of the back seats for the Outlander. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, I had my seats stored in just like a 60-gallon trash bag. Keep the major dust off it. See, they've been sitting for a while. I don't remember how long I've had, well, whatever the date of the video to take them out is from, that's how long I've had them out. I haven't never put them back in until now. So let's unwrap it and see what we got. So this is the driver's side rear seat, which is the one I actually showed in the video taking out. I'm going to tumble it forward to get it up to where it goes. More scratches. Oh, remember the springs are, you're going to have to put some tension on to remount the springs, but it shouldn't take that much if I recall taking them out. But there'll be a little tension because of those springs there. But I think what I'm going to do is try and bolt. I don't know if I'm going to have to bolt the front or back first, but we'll see. Let me get it in position, and then we'll get back to you. Okay. I'm in the general area. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be because I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible, but I don't want to skip anything or miss any bolts. Now, I kept my bolts back in the car once I took them out. I reinstalled them, so we're going to have to take those out. And remember, we're using a 14 millimeter. How about the other way? And remember, there's two on the end, two in the middle for the driver's seat, and again, two in the middle for the passenger, and two on the outside. So you're going to have 6 bolts total. They're all 14 millimeter. Couldn't have been easier. Oh, let me pause for a second. I didn't make a video. I should have. I kicked myself in the ass for not doing so, but I changed my my own water pump and timing belt at 200,000 miles. I had the dealer do it at 100, and I decided to do it myself at 200. And I'm not a mechanic by any means, but I do have a nice kick-ass set of tools. The only thing I did have to buy for that was a specialized tool, and it wasn't very much, like 20 bucks or something. I'll put it in the description for where I got it. But I should have made a video. I'm sorry. I know the videos that are out there right now for the timing belt on the 07 Outlander don't exist. And the one video that does exist is a motor on a stand, which doesn't do us any good. But real quick, it isn't real difficult, but you will need to put the car up on jacks, of course, and then you'll need a floor jack because you're going to have to raise and lower the engine like 3 or 4 times. You got to raise it. You got to undo one of them engine mounts on the passenger side, raise the engine to get to 2 bottom bolts, and then lower it even lower than it actually goes down to get to 2 upper bolts, and then raise it up again to get a 3rd lower bolt, if I remember. But you're going to have to be going up and down with the motor. On a floor jack would work best while the car is up on jacks. Other than that, it's fairly easy to get to. You do have to take the wheel well covers off on the inside. One of them at least to get to it. If you have it high enough on jacks, you can get everything from underneath, except of course the top bolts. You have to get up and down for that. But other than that, it wasn't a very difficult process. And again, I'm not a mechanic by any means. I'm not even a shade tree mechanic. Fortunately, my son is a mechanic, a professional mechanic. So he kind of talked me through it over the phone and through a video call on some questions I did have. But other than that, it wasn't really difficult at all. Taking off all the belts, taking off the timing belt cover, taking off the timing belt itself and the water pump. It was fairly easy. And then the parts, which is the water pump, I replaced the pulleys. And of course the belt wasn't expensive at all. I did go by the video that's out there where they show it on the engine on an engine stand, because there are some things you have to watch for as far as the timing and top dead center. Anyway, let's get back to the seat. I should have made a video on the timing belt. I'm sorry I didn't. So here's the seat. I've taken my bolts out. I'm going to have to get it into position. I don't know if I can do it one-handed. Let's try tilting it forward. I don't want to... It didn't lock into place. I don't want to lock it into place, but I'm wondering if I should to see if that would help. I don't think it'll help. I think it'll hinder me more. I'm going to have to put the phone down for a second because I am going to need two hands. So what I'm going to try and do is tilt the seat up to get these two, this one and this bolt hole, aligned up with the holes in the floor. You can see those. So I'm going to pause for a second and do that real quick. I'm going to need two hands. Okay, so remember from the takeout video that we're going to have to take these pins out, or plastic retainers out, to pull the plastic out of the way to get that bracket underneath there. And then these pins here should sit... Hang on a second. Okay, we're going to get these guide pins in. There's two of them, one here and one here, and they're going to sit in these holes here, which are right in front of the bolt holes. That's a bolt hole, and the guide pin holes are right here. So again, I'm going to need two hands because remember the seat's about 90 pounds, so you got to manipulate it to get those pins in. And the seat will be in the, should be in the folded up position to mount it, to get it mounted. So I'm gonna need two hands. Give me a second and I'll get back with you. Okay, I'm behind the seat. I had to get in the car. Remember to raise up your plastic covering, because again, there's the guide pin hole and there's the bolt hole. The guide pin hole's under there and there's the bolt hole. I'm gonna have to pick it up again, two hands, pick it up and slide it back till you feel the guide pins pop in the holes. Give me a second. Okay, from inside the car behind the seat, fold it up. It popped right in the guide pin holes real easy, or easily, is it? Anyway, so now you can see my bolt holes are lined up. I'm going to screw these in. I'm not going to torque them. I'm going to screw them in so that it holds, and then I'm going to put the seat down and lock it into place so I can get to the front bolts. And I think so I didn't put that bracket underneath the plastic, so I'm going to have to piss with that for a second. And then I think I left my bolts up front under the seat. So let me swing around there. Okay, let me get my bolts started before I try to mess with the plastic here. That way I can stay in my my guide pins staying, but I'm gonna have to mess with that. Let's see, I think the easiest way to do that is to go ahead and lock, or let me tighten these up, but again, not torquing them. I'm just gonna tighten them. There, they're snug, they're not tight. There. And then I'm gonna flip it back, which is this lever. Lock it in, and then let me manipulate this a little bit. If we can see that. Yeah, that's not gonna work. because this is in the way. So I'm gonna have to scratch that up too. I'm gonna have to take the bolts back out, take the pins out, and then have to come in this way, and then set it in. So give me a second, let me fish with that again. Okay, I took the bolts back out, swung the seat up. I'm gonna have to pick it up to get that underneath the plastic. I'll try to pick it up with my shoulder. There. Let me get my guide pin back in. The other side didn't come out. There's the guide pin. Okay. And then we can do our bolts again. See, now I'm in there. Hang on. Now I'm in there. Underneath the plastic is where you want to be. Okay. Those are kind of snug, but they're not tight and they're not torqued. Let's give it about 30 pounds. There, for now. 30 pounds roughly. I don't know what the torque specs are. I'll have to look those up. And again, I'll post those when I find them. So now I got to flip this back again and lock it down. Okay, so we can get to our... Oop, we need some light. Get to our front bolts. It looks like we're pulled away quite a bit. And I'm guessing that's because of the spring tension. Let's hope anyway. Ooh, yeah. Let's try this one first. There. Don't cross thread it. Make sure you got it thread started properly. Oh yeah, I pulled it right into place. And then this side, where are you at? Ooh, that's down quite a ways. Let me get up on the seat, put my big ass up there, see if that'll push it down. Oh yeah, 200 pounds will do wonders, huh? Let's see. Where we at? The heck? Oh, I'm way over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to do this without looking at the camera. Let me get this sorry. You know what? Let's use a regular wrench that I can't get in there. So the ratchet's gonna have to do. There we go. There. Okay, so other than the plastic beauty stuff that we took off on the other video. Whoa, you're way upside down now. Hang on, sorry about that. Okay, other than the plastic beauty stuff we took out that covers this, and there's one that goes in the back, and then all the little clippies. The clippies that go here. It's done, basically. That's it. Yep, it's done. It's in. There. Yep, it's in. That's all there was to it, really. The hardest part, I guess, was getting the pins in, but if you get in the car, you're going to need the two hands. If you get in the car and line up the pins. Make sure the bracket's under your plastic. Line up the pins, drop the pins in, put the 2 back bolts in first, with the seat folded down. With the seat folded down, get up on here, put some weight on it to get these bolt holes lined up. This one will start, kind of, but this one you're going to need weight on to get it lined up, and then just torque them down. Again, I'll look up the torque specs. I'm not sure where I'll find them, but I guess backyard tight would be tight enough. I mean, the bolts are pretty hefty themselves anyway, so that's that. And then the other side will be just the same. I don't know if I'm going to put it in, and I'll probably take this one back out, but I did the video because someone wanted to know how to reinstall them. Well, I got the tools. I might as well go ahead and put the passenger side rear seat back in. I don't use the car to haul stuff around in anymore. We ended up buying a trailer and we just pull it with the Jeep. So let me, we'll go through that real quick. Remember that you have the 4 bolts, one here, you have your guide pin hole, the other bolt, another bolt, guide pin hole, and then front bolt there. And the passenger's rear seat also has the guide pins, just like the driver's side. So you'll have to manipulate the seat up here in the folded up position that it's in now, but up vertically. Kind of walk the pins in. Remember to get your bracket underneath the plastic here. And then just put the 4 bolts back in. So let me manipulate the seat over here and see what we get. Okay, quick side note. That seat's got to be up and out of the way, because even if I came in through the door, it's still kind of in the way to the way you have to manipulate it. So it's got to be up. I'm gonna walk it forward. And again, remember, you got to get under that plastic. So what the Jesus? There we go. Nope, I'm underneath. I need to be underneath. Am I underneath? Okay, yeah, the front was underneath. So we just walk forward. Switch hands. Walk forward till the pins are in. And I'm grabbing it from behind the headrest. A little more. Whoa, a little too much. Oh, this one's got to go underneath too. Come on. Yeah, this is definitely a two-handed job. For real, folks. That probably wasn't good, was it? Yeah. Okay. So, there. This pin's in. Walk this one back. And that pin's in. Okay, get these bolts started. And again, I left my freaking bolts under the front. Start them by hand. Always start bolts by hand. I learned that the hard way. Strip some good bolts. Okay. Oh, that's why it wouldn't sit. It was sitting on my dang ratchet. I need an extension to get it. Yeah. I'll tighten that up later because I'm going to need an extension. So now we got to put the seat back. Where's my thing? Oh. And then, let me orientate you the right way. What the hell do I do with my flashlight? start this bolt. A couple turns, and then this one. Oh, gotta get up on the seat again. Okay, now this seat's in the way. Hang on. What the bejesus? Little torque resistance there. These I'm not going to torque down, and I didn't end up torquing the driver's side yet. You should do that for safety. I'm not going to do it because I will probably never have anyone in the back seat, and if I do, it might be someone that I may consider slamming the brakes on. Okay, and again, don't forget about your plastic beauty covers. I have those all set up in a box. When you take them out, you'll be able to tell which ones go where, because they're pretty, what's the word I want? Unique to their destination, I guess you could say. But there you have it. The seats are back in. 07 Outlander. This is not something I would recommend taking in and out, not even every 6 months, because it's a pain in the ass and they're heavy. And storing them too. I had them in bags, but to be honest with you, we moved so much crap around in the garage that they got dirty, obviously. The bags didn't tear, but they got dirty anyway. But this has been a great car. I've got 202,020 miles on it, in that neighborhood. And general maintenance, I mean, I could still get this thing up to 130 miles an hour. It still takes off when I need it to. Stops on a dime. I love this car. I really love this car. I've considered several times getting a newer car, even a new Outlander, but I really love my 07 Outlander. I have not had any headaches with this car. Even changing the timing belt, which I see why they get so much to do it. It's time consuming, but the parts, believe it or not, it's like, I think they were like $150 in that neighborhood for the belt, the pulleys, the water pump. And by the way, it's the same belt, water pump, pulleys that I had changed at 100,000 miles. I bought the parts, I took it into the dealer, and they just put them on. They're OEM equivalent parts, and I didn't have any problems during that 100,000 miles. I don't expect to have any on this, however long it's going to last, but yeah, I love my car. Stereo still sounds immaculate. No speakers are blown. Oh, I did have one issue. And because we live in deer country and I use my horn and flash my brights, it always works. I've never hit a deer. I blew my horn out, literally. They both died. So I had to buy aftermarket replacement horns. They weren't hard to get to, really, the OEM ones. And the newer ones are a little bit bigger, but they work. They're louder. It's about the same tone. And they work great. That was the only issue with the horns. I literally blew the horns out because we have so many deer. But I haven't hit one yet. It's the sound of the horn, the beep, 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 beep that I do. I don't lay on the horn. I beep, beep it with the flashing brights. I literally shut my lights off and just flash the brights off and on. And it works every time. They get scared. It works. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe that's why emergency vehicles don't hit deer as often as normal people do, because of the flashing lights and the sound. Anyway, have a good one. Happy thoughts.